I live with my mom and my dad and my sister, Sarah. My mom works as a cashier, and my dad is currently unemployed. I came to the U.S. when I was 2. We basically came here with nothing. We lived, when we first moved to America, we lived with my grandparents for about a year. We moved into a basement. We won this beautiful apartment in a lottery. My parents don't speak English very well. My sister and I sort of act as liaisons for them for everything. I make the phone calls to cable companies. From an early age, I have had adult responsibilities. I've had to take care of certain things that other people don't even really understand or can't even begin to understand. If you ask me how I identify racially, I would answer I'm South Asian. But then if you ask me ethnically, I feel like I'd answer Bengali. People always think, Asian is just, Chinese or Japanese or Korean. And I'm just like, okay, Bangladesh and India are in Asia too, I guess one of the most frustrating things about checking off those boxes is just in some cases, it's not specific enough. In middle school, pretty much all of my best friends were white and Jewish, and they called me their honorary Jew. I always saw myself as one of them. I mean, we were friends. I never really thought anything different.
Wow, this is a lot of stuff.
I just remember this one moment, freshman year, just hearing some of the girls in my grade just say like, oh yeah, we just before we go out to lunch or whatever, let's stop by the bank. I have to take out money from the bank. And I just remember thinking to myself, what? You have to go to the bank for that? Like, I don't have a credit card, I don't have a debit card, like, I don't have money in the bank, what? What is this?
I kind of want pictures of this, just to make sure you're on.
I found myself to be just more comfortable with, students of color.
How do I do this? And then I just stick it in?
I guess.
A lot of us are on scholarship, a lot of us are really there to make something of our lives, and like first ones in our family to go to college or whatever. It's not just that we want to do well or do better or have something better, but we have to. I mean, my parents all of my life worked odd jobs, working practically minimum wage. I remember when I was little, I never saw my dad really, or my mom, because they worked 2 jobs, Sorry. My mom would leave in the morning to go to work at 4 a.m. and she used to work at Wendy's, and she would bring home some like chicken fingers or something, and we looked forward to that every day. But then of course I almost never saw my dad. My grandparents would always pick us up from school or something, or so some other family member would take us or whatever it was, because they were working 2 jobs. And, sometimes I just think, how do you work that much? How can one person work that much and still get near nothing,
I was at my friend's country house at a family event of his. His parents had never met mine before, and his dad brought up the subject. He said that he wanted to meet my dad and maybe develop a relationship so that my family would feel better about spending time with his. He said, give me his cab number, I'll hail his cab and I'll be his passenger. But all I could really muster up was my dad does not drive a cab.
I wanted to do this project because a lot of the time you don't see South Asians talking about stuff like this. At least in my experience. I guess I sort of want to be that voice. I feel like as I explored just who I am over the last 4 years of high school, I started to sort of break down and kind of understand racism myself. But I mean, I feel like there's just so much to be said, and I want to learn, and I want to hear other people's experiences.